Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I made a video a couple of months ago saying where I was in life, what was happening, and a few things have changed. I am still currently at my parents' house, but I will be moving out sometime in January, or possibly beginning of February, to living on my own again, which will be really nice to have my own space back. I'll be able to have my books again. It's in a static caravan. It will be a nice change for me because I've struggled a little bit with being at my parents' place. I haven't felt comfortable filming, stuff like that, but it's all things that will be fixed in time. So I just wanted to apologise for being so absent, and I needed that time to kind of work on me, but it's 2021 now. Yes, finally. And I am now ready to start making content once again. So this video is kind of a little bit about how my 2020 reading went and how my plans are for 2021, what I'd like to achieve with my reading and what goals I'm setting myself. And just talk a little bit about my reading process really, but I also wanted to talk about my favourite books of 2020. So I thought I would just kind of run down a couple of things with you. I read 101 books in 2020. Most of them, weirdly, were 4 stars, and I gave quite a few 5 stars. So I had a really good year for reading. A lot of people would say, oh, the UK had a lockdown. I actually worked through the majority of lockdown. So it might have just been my work hours, and I now have a new job, which is really great hours. So we'll see what happens in 2021. And that was largely due to the fact that I started reading more audiobooks. And audiobooks are great, I found, because before I read them, but I didn't really. But now I've started consuming it with reading physically and while I'm driving, specifically when I'm doing my commute to and from work. An audiobook is so great for that because I work in the evenings at a supermarket. I drive back a little bit late at night, and it's really dark, and because it's been winter, driving to there has also been dark, and it's just been really nice and relaxing to have an audiobook on. So I think that's also why I perhaps got 101 books read this year. So this video is going nowhere. So my 2020 favourites and absolute favourites, standout books, would be Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. I absolutely adored this book. The characters were amazing, the plot was great. I really want to pick up the next ones in the series, and I haven't done so yet, but maybe 2021 will be the year. However, I will get into it a bit later on, but there will be a reason why I might not get to them. The second standout book will be Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I'm a villains person. I love villains. I like that no character was really the hero, and that's kind of the point because I know it's called the Villains series, but I absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Definitely a brand new favourite, up there with the top. So yeah, I was quite shocked when I realised that I only had 2 standout books because I have a favourite shelf on Goodreads and I have a bunch on there, and it just surprised me a little bit that the 2 standout books were those. But I will just quickly run through some more of my favourites that I read this year. We've got The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and I reread this year with my friend Autumn, and I'd read it before a long time ago, and I forgot how poignant and beautiful and incredible this story is. The next book on my favourites list is Bunny by Mona Awad, and I read this in October because I'd seen like everyone was reading this. And then my BookZoom fam, Valentina and Fiona, had both read it. So I read it and it was amazing. It's so crazy, so out there, reminded me a lot of Heather's, and it's so bonkers. So the next book is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, and it's a memoir, a young adult memoir, a series of essays explaining his life story, his growing up. I don't normally like memoirs, but there was something about this book. Then I've got Gemina by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I love the Illuminate Files. Then we've got Heartstopper, 1, 2, and 3 actually, volumes 1, 2, and 3 by Alice Oseman, which as a graphic novel is the cutest. It makes my heart burst with joy and makes me feel incredibly single, but like these characters are adorable and I love them, and yeah. Then I've got An Ember in the Ashes by Sabata here, which I remember reading and thinking, wow, incredible, I love them. I read the audiobook and read it physically, and now I finally have A Torch Against the Night and A Reaper at the Gate, courtesy of my lovely friend Amena, and I'm going to get to these as soon as I can because one of my best friends, Katara, it's her birthday this month and it's her favourite book series ever. So I'm hopefully going to get to the rest of them. I really enjoyed the first one. Then I've got the Try Guys book, The Hidden Power of Fucking Up. If you haven't read it, it's very funny and you just follow them on their little journey of being famous and when they do things and doesn't quite go to plan. So it's quite funny. Then I've got The Martian by Andy Weir. I wouldn't recommend this book for everyone. It's sci-fi, but it's kind of dystopian. Kind of. You feel like it's dystopian because he's trapped on a desolate, well, he's trapped on Mars. It's a desolate planet with no oxygen. But he's very funny, and yeah, I really actually enjoyed it. So, of course, I got Illuminae. Got An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, which, after speaking to a lot of people don't like this John Green book, but An Abundance of Catherines is, I don't know, maybe because I've known a kid like the main character, his name has completely eluded me. But I found it very funny and kind of endearing, and it made me like feel very happy, and it's a coming of age story. I don't know, I really liked it. So then I've got The Ocean at the End of the Lane, which is Neil Gaiman, which is amazing. It's a story of a man going back to his childhood home and recalling the story of this like lake that he lived by, and it's beautiful. It's whimsical. There's elements of horror, there's elements of thriller, but it's very like fantastical. Okay, so I have 3 favourites of the year, and that would be The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now I've seen it, I'm like, oh yeah, that was the 3rd thing. Absolute favourite. New favourite, amazing, incredible. The way that Erin Morgenstern writes the circus, it feels like you're there. It's so incredibly vivid, beautiful, loved it. And I've got The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, and I love The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is fabulous. Absolutely loved it. So The Testaments was a great follow-on, and it just tied up the loose ends. And that's actually the last book I read this year. I read that one of the first books I read this year was The Testaments. So those are my favourites. I know I've kind of rambled a bit, but I'm gonna finish off this video by kind of saying in 2021, my goal is to enjoy the books I'm reading. Yes, I'm not a big DNFer, but that might change, possibly. I don't know yet, I'm no promises. But I want to enjoy my reads, and I'm excited to read this year. I just need to get back to enjoying it instead of kind of doing it and thinking, why am I doing it? I want to read some really interesting books so I can vlog them for you guys, because I enjoy vlogging. It's just been, while I've been with my parents, it's been a bit awkward. I don't really feel like vlogging. And I have set my goal, my Goodreads goal, to 75 books, which I think is doable. I have a stretch goal of 100, and I am hoping to do it. So yeah. But I just wanted to get a little video out for you, and I'm hoping to get a proper schedule of uploading soon. But if you've made it this far of my rambling, thank you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.